Welcome back to D&D, everyone. So, last time you did the wizard duel, and Lucian was able to get to second place, and was very close to winning, just ended up losing right at the end just due to some bad damage rolls. But the Bard contest went a lot better, with Lucian and Chungus being able to win, getting the crowd to go almost berserk in their cheers and admiration for the two, um, as well as hearing the last people play sing a song about the Lightning Knight. After that, you spent the evening with your fans, and it is now the morning of the Gauntlet.
Chungus got a lot of girlfriend invites, I believe.
Chungus already has a girlfriend.
And Lucian was the
What's found?
he was the real swooner. Oh yeah, for sure. Seemed like he had a literal fan club forming there after the Wizards duel.
If only. Thought about disguising myself for the Wizards duel, but decided
I
against
am not the wizard you are looking for.
Can't be giving away my tricks like that, in public.
All right. But yeah, you were able to find your way home eventually and get a long rest. And it is now the day of the Gauntlet.
Hooray!
Hooray, Jeremy.
Hey, huzzah, Jeremy.
The man
The
himself,
myth.
Man, the myth,
grown
the
young
legend.
again.
The ham.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yes.
All right.
Oh,
But yep, it is the day of the Gauntlet. Jackson wakes you all up early. It is actually the crack of dawn. All right. Up and at 'em, boys.
Yes,
Graham
sir.
is up and at them.
You got to get to the North Gate.
Okay. We gradually get up and start making our way to the North Gate.
After eating, right?
Well,
Yeah.
Yes. Somebody
so
makes
I
us
haven't,
breakfast.
I haven't broken the news in character yet, right?
Mm,
Or have I?
About what?
Dr. Bones.
Yeah, our brother Bones.
Nope. I don't believe you have.
Crap. Well,
I like how you sound like you're eating. That's to emulate your in-game eating.
yeah, I'm LARPing. Sorry about that. Anyway, Graham does that. Graham's like, by the way, fellers, bit of a wrinkle. Remember those favors we rode to get out of the Shadowfell? Or we owed?
You sure, Graham? I remember a lot of things.
First one just came due.
what does Brother Bones need?
I heard the Harry Potter theme in the distance. Was that through my headphones? That's my girlfriend. Sorry.
Some kind of restless spirit just off the back end of the gauntlet that we got to take care of.
Is he your friend, Graham?
Well, I don't rightly know, but sounds like there could be some trouble.
Friend or foe? We'll sort that spirit out.
Friend of foe, man. State your biz.
And believe we got to get it while we're there.
All right.
What is our travel arrangements for today? How will we be doing this?
Very carefully.
We have two physical horses, one spiritual horse, and did we rent horses for the rest of the team?
My thing is, is it on a foot gauntlet? That's
You were told it was a foot race.
Oh, there was a choice. Right. Okay, cool. We're good then. What is the destination? Do we remember?
well, Ian. Since my horse follows me, How does that pertain to this?
They would make you leave the horse behind,
Okay.
but until you dismiss Sir Reggie, he will remain in the physical plane.
Okay.
Just be waving a banner in his teeth.
Having the gauntlets off plane. Is that what you're saying?
We might risk getting a loss if we got to get it while we're out there, but if we're quick, we might be able to take care of business.
We should let Reggie go loose and like dress him up as like some demon horse so he scares people away.
Here's an idea the Chungus can get behind.
Do you know where we are going today? Do we know the destination?
Sorry.
We've gotten a map of the course, right? Or
The path.
They just told you it was north of Voxfall. They are revealing the map today.
Excellent.
And I guess that's the next thing we gotta find out.
Anything we need to do before we go?
Get your good breakfast in, if we've got the time.
Yes, I need some coffee for sure.
Jackson tells you, yeah, that's why I got you up early. Get a good breakfast, and then get ready.
Jackson wants us to win him more money.
Yeah.
Lucian is just gonna re-prepare his normal spells today.
Okay. All right. If everyone's ready to head to the north gate.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Stepping outside of the guild hall, you notice that there's a thin layer of snow on the ground. Looks like it fell sometime late in the evening. Not much more than an inch. But they did mention that there was going to be some early snow for the gauntlet. Making your way through, you eventually arrive at the north gate. It's a large crowd of people there, bundled up with a few fire pits around to keep people warm. And as you make your way just outside the north gate to the other teams, you see a few different people.
I'm assuming we picked up warm clothes for this because of we did hear that it was gonna snow, right?
You actually did not pick up any warm clothing.
Well, I would like to do that on the way there early.
Yeah, I mean, if we have knowledge of the environment,
Yeah, that's what I assumed. If we had knowledge of it, because I think you did mention that.
I believe I have some in my pack, but I'm gonna double check that before I say for certain.
Yeah, some of us have been given some, but not all.
Crossblades HQ has a couple, warm coats we can snag.
No warm clothing
at my warm cloak.
You don't no warm clothing stored at the Crossblades Guild Hall, but if you'd like to, you can try and purchase something ahead of time.
I would like to rent something. How about that?
Okay.
I'll purchase some cold.
I mean, I do
gear.
have the cloak, so I don't know how
also
warm
be
that cloak
happy to
is.
give
I
up
thought it
some
was. I thought it was pretty warm. From
cash for cloaks.
way
So here we go.
back, like 3 months ago, if you remember that cloak.
I think the only person who has like warm clothing is Chungus with that big coat he found in the Shadowfell.
We
I
had the
think
other
I have
one
one
for
too, but I
like
can't
the
remember
militia
that.
type.
I've got a blanket in my priest's pack, but that's not really gonna cut it. So yeah, let's get some cold weather outfits.
Okay.
I have a fur-lined rain-proof hooded cape that I found under my bed
I think I had the same
from
one.
that other group
I just
of
never put it in my inventory
people. Yeah, I think there was 2 of those.
because we found them in the room.
Okay. So, go ahead, make an investigation check. It's a little early in the morning to find actual, like,
I'll
shops
D4
open.
Myself. I'll D4 myself.
Fucking. Can I borrow that reroll, bro? Nah, I guess I don't need to.
Okay. Yeah, Fiffle, you do see it's a bit of a, back alley kind of place, but there is a guy who's like, hey, You need some warm clothing, selling all sorts of warm stuff, fur, whatever you need, friend.
Well, I'm surprised to find you here in this back alley selling fur. I'm not going to ask you where you got the fur. I would like one fur, please.
One fur
One
coat?
fur, please.
Sure. It's going to be 5 gold.
My companions may also require it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
5 gold.
Well, here's 5 gold, my good man.
Thank you. He hands you a kind of like raggedy fur coat, kind of musty and dusty.
Adding
But
to inventory, shitty fur coat. Got it.
Nice.
How many of us need fur?
Chungus does not need it.
Yeah, I'm good.
I should mention those coats, those cloaks you have.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that.
That's more like a heavy windbreaker rather than a winter coat.
Oh, really? It said fur lined. Okay. Well, let's get a fur coat then.
Okay.
Yeah.
5 gold.
What's
They meant Sherpa.
Is it just called? It's just called fur coat.
Yeah, this would just be a heavy fur coat. Like it said, much like the one Fiffle bought, these are very like old, kind of moth-eaten.
The fur coat has a logo on it that says North Force.
Yeah, it's an old coat, and it definitely is like got some holes in it that could
Does it
use
look
some
like it would keep
patching.
does it look like it would keep us warm and just in general as it is?
It's a warm coat, yeah. Like if you put it on, you instantly are like shielded from the wind and like there's the
Looks like
chill in
a-
the air.
Okay.
But it's not like a really nice coat.
Okay.
Will do, pig. Will do.
So he's selling these things out of the back of his cart for 5 gold apiece.
All right, I will do the same. Get myself a something.
He definitely dug these out of a grave or something.
Actually, now that you say that,
Do a little insight check on some spirits.
yeah. May I?
Yeah, do an insight check. The feeling around with the coat, the owner is now dead, but they weren't buried with the coats.
Okay, so it's former property, but not dug out of.
It's
the
not
ground.
grave robbing.
Ah, damn it.
All right.
This is a temporary coat. We should get a real one, like a better, like high quality one later on in life in case. Especially if the north side of the map is eventually going to be traveled to.
Well, that's all up to you guys.
We didn't even try to haggle on this at all, huh? 5 gold? Anyway.
Yeah, 5 gold
All right,
is a
let's do
lot
it.
for this piece of shit.
I'll pay. I think it just arrived. Yeah.
We'll all be right over.
All right, well, let's do this, no?
All right. So everybody but Chungus, I'm assuming, buys the fur coat.
Chungus is also willing to buy everyone a coat if needed.
I'm good.
But not himself?
He doesn't need one. He has
He's
that,
got
that
one.
warm cloak.
Well, he was
You know,
saying
that giant green cloak.
that cloak wasn't good enough, he was saying.
Chungus
Oh,
found
my
a
cloak was.
Chungus
his
found
own? Oh,
basically a thick coat, I believe it was, in the Shadowfell.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
The green cloaks that you guys found were they're good for like rain and light snow, but they're not they're good for like traveling from like
Yeah.
through the
yeah,
city,
yeah.
but not really like
A trek in the woods.
yeah. It's like it said, it's like a heavy windbreaker where it's good for to a point.
All right, sweet.
As you finish buying from this gentleman, he puts a sheet back over the cart and looks out of the alley. Doesn't see any guards, and he just kind of makes his way down the street.
Graham is going to try to memorize this guy.
Yeah, it's like, can we identify this guy should something ever arise?
Make an intelligence roll to see if you can memorize this guy's face.
Can I?
Yeah, you kind of recognize, like, he's got a couple scars. He's got like a scar on his cheek. He's got like a kind of scraggly beard. His hairline is definitely receding, and he's got kind of long, greasy hair.
Can we find out if he maybe has disguised himself by looking at him? Is that like an insight?
That would be a perception check.
Can I deform myself for that?
Yeah.
Where the hell is it?
Is that one I can try as well?
Yeah.
Perception, you say?
Yeah. So between the two of you, you figure no, he's not wearing disguise.
Okay.
He just kind of like pulls his hood up as he goes onto the street. But you are able to. You think you get a good idea of what his face would look like, and you think you can remember it.
I'm gonna keep my new, in air quotes, coat off and like wrapped under my arm as we go through the streets on our way to start the race.
Yeah, I won't put it on until we're out of the city proper,
All right. You
just to be safe.
eventually arrive at the start, and you see the large group of people there. You see not only Sir Gale, but a number of other paladins. You see Sir Gale. He's in his like fine armor. His axe is at his back. He has a number of his paladins. They all have the symbol of the Order of the Yard. You also see a young woman. Her blonde hair is tied into a ponytail. She is wearing very nice, bright white armor. She would have a symbol on her armor indicating that she is a member of the Order of the Tower, as well as being numerous members of the Order of the Tower standing around her as well. Among the group, you see actually the Duke you had seen at the arena, who is got a number of guards all around him that are keeping him away from the crowd. He's finishing up on a speech before the announcer sees you. He brings you forward. It's like, come on, you're almost late.
Let's hustle.
But we're not. Can we if we look at these people, can we tell which one would be like the most serious competition for us? Like once we see like all the contestants.
Yeah, make a perception check, and I'll tell you about them.
I'll tell you right now, Sir Gale is not one to trifle with. We should avoid
yeah.
that.
Sir Gale, I see you're in your Sunday's best.
Okay, and I'll.
You're looking real
deform myself for
handsome,
that,
mister.
too.
Oh, yes, thank you, Chungus. I saw you in the arena. It was a very good showing.
I did it. I wanted to throw a flower to you. Couldn't reach though.
Yes.
Anyway, good luck today, mister.
I'm not competing. I'm simply here to escort the Duke.
Oh, well then.
But good luck to you, Sir Chungus.
Mon ami, Sir
I'm not a
Gale,
sir,
how are
but-
you? I have missed you so. How are you, my friend?
He just closes his eyes. Hello. How are you?
Thank you. We are well. I just wanted to thank you again for helping us escape that very, very sticky situation. You were very, very kind, and we appreciate it.
Well, thank you. I hope you're staying out of any more sticky situations.
Well, the world is quite sticky, but we are trying.
He's
Yes.
been behaved that we can tell since.
Good. Thank you, Serato. And good showing on the in your duel. You
Thank you,
you
sir.
did a good job with displaying the prowess of the Order of the Yard. So always reasonable. Anyway, let's see. I must attend to the Duke. He nods his head and heads back. Otto, your perception check. Taking a look, you see there are a couple of different groups. You see a number of people. They are wearing kind of like light leather armor. They all have the same green cloak, the one that you and Lucian had found. Theirs are maybe a little more thick. And they have a flag with them that's kind of like roughly sewn, but it does show a scythe that has been broken in half. You also see a number of people. These are actually the competitors who are in the arena who kind of like bullied the guards who were competing. They are wearing like the nice bronze armor, the big shields and the spears. On one of the spears, they just show a kind of bull with a horn, and it's a gold boar on a white background. And you see a number of people who are. They look pretty rough, in that they are tall, muscular. They have like on armor that is kind of a hodgepodge of different armor sets. Weapons that don't really look like they fit any theme beyond just like maces, clubs, a couple swords and axes and hammers. They don't have any symbol at all. And finally, you see it is a group who they have on silver robes, and they have on a flag a silver hawk against a black background.
Sorry.
Unfortunately,
Ignore
no
me.
magic is there to be
Ignore me.
dispelled.
Ignore me, ignore me.
This group looks to be relatively unified. They have a uniform of the same kind of armor, and they are using swords as well as bows, longbows, as well as a collection of axes and hammers. These look to be your competitors.
Does that perception tell me which one seems more dangerous than the other, or more adept, or
The people with the gold bull symbol look
Yeah.
to be probably the most eager to compete. But the kind of rough people, like the big kind of torn, scarred folk, they look like maybe like the most eager for blood.
Blood? Wait, there's going to be violence in this game?
there's not supposed to be? I think.
You
They
were
usually die during the
told.
gauntlet.
Yeah, the announcer there is like, all right, you need maybe a little reminder on the rules here. So, try not to fight and kill anybody, but there's going to be people on the road who are meant to, slow you down. They're not going to try and kill you. Don't try and kill them. But deaths on the gauntlet have occurred, and we expect them to keep going in the meantime. So, just something to keep in mind. There's no necklaces that are going to keep you from dying here, friend. This one's all on you to pull your punches and expect punches to get pulled. But you got to remember there's also surviving in the wilderness. So, let me do a little quick breakdown of the actual real rules for you. All right, you're going to head north. We have built a series of towers along the way, just as temporary structures. You're going to expect to see, basically it's a line of towers every 9 leagues. You're going to go a whole 27 leagues to the final tower and 27 leagues back. You got to stop at least one tower every 9 leagues to check in. They're going to be burning something that's going to make a red smoke, so you're going to see where they are. And here's a map. He's going to unroll a map and show you. It's like, so you're just going to head north. You're going to head in between, off-road, Drindir and Portis. So I'll just shoot that way north. Stop at least one of the towers. There's going to be 3, maybe 4 towers per every 9 leagues that you can stop at. So you may encounter some of your competitors on the way. You may not, depending on the way you go. Last tower, which is 1, you're going to pick up the item that you're meant to recover. Once you get there, you'll find out what it is. Let's see here. Yeah, first team to get to the item at the final tower, get back with it intact, wins. Also, you got any supplies? Food, water, leave them here. Anything you're going to eat and drink, you collect it on the way. This is wilderness survival, after all.
Right.
He rolls up the map. This one, this map stays here. You don't, get the map. So, we're just gonna get everybody in line, sound the horn, and then you will be off. Any questions before we begin?
None, but I shall go whistles real quick.
Okay.
This is where if I was Graham, there would be a fire when I get back.
Should we just stay at the entrance of the city here and wait for them all to come back and take it from them as they return?
Nah.
The announcer says, remember, you have to check in to one tower every 9 leagues, both to and from. Because they're going to be
every 9 leagues, both to and from. Got it, Mister.
They're going to be sending back ravens to.
Guys, I'll remember that one. Okay.
All right, that's your job, Chungus.
Yep. Thanks. 12 leagues every 9 minutes.
Yeah. They're going to be. They're going to be sending back. Each tower going to send back a raven to the city to update. That way we can know who's in the lead and who's falling behind. So, that's that. If you got that, then remember, just head in.
Graham divests himself of wilderness supplies, and in we go.
So basically, you would just need to leave behind your rations. But anything else that would help when the wilderness would be allowed in. So he just tells you, yep. And, you should expect you're going to have to eat a pound of food and drink a gallon of water a day to keep yourself healthy. Per person.
Roger that, mister. Thank you for the advice.
All right. Well, so there is a line right at the start. There's about 50 feet in between each team, and this line is definitely drawn off-road. And the announcer just goes, all right, and he kind of points to the east of the road, is like just going to head north that way. You're not going to want to follow the road. That is not going to take you the way you want.
Where does the road take you?
We'll go to Portis, but Portis is going to be far east or far west of where you want to go.
We have to check in, I think, at all the towers on the way to and back.
Yep. Just look for the red smoke, guys. Try not to get lost.
Can we see the red smoke for the first one from here?
Nope. 9 leagues would be 27 miles.
Okay. So it says survival, but what if Uh-oh.
What? Oh?
No, your icon froze.
Oh.
No, so like it says survivable. What if we found wild horses and domesticated them? I'm just being a total.
The announcer just looks at you.
No. I'm like not asking in character. I'm asking like out of character. Like, did you ever think about that? Like somebody was bringing that up?
I mean, finding and taming a wild horse.
We have a horse whisperer.
Technically,
His
you'd
name is
be
Chungus.
there. The
Takes
problem.
me a while to communicate with horses, though, and is often unsuccessful. Sorry, that's just the fact of the matter, boys.
I thought it was just funny. There's this thing like,
You know what it is? You're DMing for a party of Eddie from Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Yeah. But
misfits. They have fun.
You have to understand, Eddie's plans rarely worked out.
I feel like I definitely saw that show. I don't remember.
It's a fun show.
I remember its existence. I can tell you.
Eddie's thing was that he was such a consummate grifter that he had to cheat, even if the way forward was easier if he didn't.
Yep.
Like he just had to get it up on somebody else, and it was always to his own destruction.
That's fun.
Also reminds me of a certain coworker of ours who is long since no longer with us, named Jeff.
Yes.
My name is Jeff.
But
I
I wonder how his hot sauce business is going.
I think it went out of business.
I wonder why.
It
The-
did.
Shipping?
It did.
The announcer calls out all the teams. All right. Let's see here. So, competing in the gauntlet today, we have the Broken Sides. You see the men in the green cloak with their kind of rough-looking flag, just waving it. Well, it's a broken scythe on the flag. We have the champions, all the way from the Arwellan Empire. You see the audience just kind of boo them.
Oh, these are the bullies, right?
Yep. And they just kind of like at the audience. We have the Iron Beaters, group without the flag, just kind of like flex, look around. And we have the Silverhawks, with them waving their flag. And finally, we have the Crossblades. People there are like, yeah, see, they've seen you compete.
Grant will kind of have a arm up, look around kind of thing.
Take your places.
We're like the unknown like wild card.
Well, you actually bet on yourself. You were given 5-1 odds originally.
Not good. Let's take it slow for the first couple rounds. Let's not draw too much attention.
The announcer gets his horn. You know the rules. And you see the various teams kind of just not run, but jog off the starting position as they head north.
All right. Graham attempts to take off at a good pace.
Aim.
So, as you're going at a good
Do we
pace,
go one person at a time, or is it
No, we're all
all
going.
together?
Yep,
Okay.
the entire team together. So you can actually go 3 different paces if you want to. You can travel a normal walking pace, which will be, keep you going for 27 miles without any real trouble. You can attempt to push yourself faster, which would require you to make constitution saves to see if you get exhausted. Or you can go slow and stealthy if you would like to. But it is definitely the slowest. But it's also the one that's less likely to get you seen by anybody else.
I say we either take a steady pace or push it a little and see if we can recover. But
Okay.
if we're making constitution saves, that's kind of setting us up for problems if the dice are fickle.
Yes, I think we should just take it easy on this first leg or two and see how the other teams do. Maybe let them even clash and maybe weed out any of the obstacles that might come before us so that we don't have to. And then pick it up towards the end and really whoop some booty.
I was thinking about letting them go ahead just to handle the clashes.
Okay. So,
Also, you did get a look at that map, right, Lucian? You can always conjure it if we need it.
It's a good question for Ian, whether I saw the first half and also whether conjure works perfectly like that
Yeah, I don't know how that
from
works.
memory. It's kind of
Let-
a DM decider thing.
let me take a quick peek. I think we originally decided that, like, conjuring books, the books would be blank.
Mm-hmm.
Let
It gets
me-
a little tricky with like, okay, so could I then conjure my spell book? And like, if I could conjure it, is it perfectly conjured to like my memory, or would I need the keen mind feat? And then is that even enough to perfectly conjure and memorize things?
I would
So
say
there's
with
a
the
lot of discussion about it. I
with
don't
the
know. We'll
keen
see.
mind feat, you would be able to conjure up things you had seen before. Because this would be pulling it from your memory, yeah. So you'd have to remember the map. As for your spell book, because it's magically active, I would say while you could conjure the book, but you couldn't read spells off of them and have them work. Because it has to be like both magically active paper with magically active ink.
So what about using a conjured spell book to copy spells into a new active spell book?
That might work.
We can talk about that later. It's not important.
Yeah. But you would need the keen mind feat to do that, to remember it perfectly.
Okay, good to know.
Uh,
But so the map, did I get a look at it at all, or just the back side of it? Or
you would have seen the map. So if you'd like, you can make an intelligence roll to see if you can remember the bits of the map.
all right, we'll do. Maybe. Sorry, I'm on a Mac. Can do this
Do this.
if it loads.
Lucian's smart. He can do things.
If it loads, this thing's struggling. All right, here we go. Intelligence. I'm loving it.
Wow. Yeah, so Lucian, you do actually remember the map. Now, this wasn't a very well-made map. Really, it just shows that there are, if you go north, there are a selection of, towers. You see, 3 towers on the very first stretch. The next stretch is 4 towers. And in the final stretch, there's 1 tower. So you're able to perfectly recreate that map showing this. So you'd have a little bit of for trying to find your way, it'd be a little bit easier.
Bifil, would you mind making a copy of this map, because it will only last an hour, but I think this is a pretty good version. I got a good look at this map. Let's make a copy now so that we don't have to keep trying to rely on my memory. It will fade quickly.
Would that be considered cheating?
They just said you couldn't bring a map. They said anything that you find along the way would be usable.
Okay. I think that's fair.
This technically found along the way.
Yes, cheating schmeating.
Survival skills are also something you bring with you when on a memory of a map.
Yeah. Jeremy's not at his desk right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
Oh, there he
You
is.
just can't see him. Yeah, no, sometimes
Yeah,
you
no,
just can't
I
see
feel
him.
the need. Let me fill you in on this. So a thing that I realized about a few months ago, I realized at the time, but if I'm sitting in front of the computer trying to play D&D, I'm pretty much not going to have any idea what's going on. Because as soon as it's not my turn in combat, I'm going to open a tab to something, and then I'm going to hear what anybody's saying.
Okay.
Whereas if I walk around the area or on my laptop and do random stuff and clean up my house, then I hear what you're saying.
Oh, okay. No problem.
That's not a bad idea. I might try something like that.
All right. But yeah, so Lucian is the map. He has a magical map. It's glowing, and you can see it's definitely been conjured via magic.
Right. So I was saying, Bifil, maybe you
Magical
can make a copy of the map so that we can have
Forgery. Forge the magical map.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I can try and do that. Yeah.
Fiffle, you know enough about the copying using your forgery kit to know that it would take about an hour to copy down this map.
Okay. We're gonna assume we have materials, paper, and things.
Yeah, you have enough material in your forgery kit.
What do
Can
we?
Chuggus carry him while he does this?
No, Fiffle, you would figure you're gonna need to stay still for an hour.
Okay.
What do we think, team? Should we do this?
Yeah, up to the team whether the hour's worth it.
I mean, even just a really hasty reproduction would be enough to probably help ingrain it in the memory.
If you wanted to do something very hasty, you could try and copy the map in 20 minutes at disadvantage.
That always works out great for us.
Yeah, let's just give it a shot.
Yeah, our dice are never fickle at all.
27 miles one way and then 27 miles back will take
No,
quite some
20,
time.
27 leagues.
Leagues.
27 leagues.
Under the sea?
Overland's bad enough, Chunkus.
A league is
so
about a league
9
is 3 miles.
It's an
right? Yeah,
81
so-
mile.
League
So
is no
9,
miles.
18 miles. Ah, that's actually less. Maybe hasty might be better.
I'm gonna put my peppers in these new pots.
Because yeah, you could if you really pushed it, you could probably do like 27 miles in a day, maybe even more than that.
And it sounds like we do need to at least hit the last tower and then be able to catch up again.
Don't forget we've got our side thing going on.
And the side thing. Oh shit. Let's do
I
haste.
say we either take off, or if you want to risk a hustle, you could, but it might be better to save the hustling for later and just work at a steady conservative pace right now. The ones who rush ahead and the ones who set things up, we're going to have to deal with one way or the other.
So let's do the hasty, you saying? Or not
I would
even?
say just do the steady, so we don't risk like rolling really bad and then being winded for the entire rest of the race.
No, I mean for the map.
Yeah.
Hasty? Is that a yeah, hasty?
We're making a hasty map attempt.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
So this could do this at
I'm making just a map attempt, because you know what they say.
So
Half-assing
right now,
something is better than not doing it at all.
right now we are able to see a temporary map, and I'm gonna copy it. Okay.
Yep.
4-3 kit go.
Disadvantage.
Okay, so we got 15. That's not bad. You actually do make a really good, or at least an acceptable one.
I sketch out like the major landmarks and details that are on the map. That like they're probably roughly, laid out approximately, right?
Yeah, you get what you think is like not only where the towers are via the landmarks, but you think you get the approximate distance correct. So you'd be able to use this to hopefully avoid getting lost.
Excellent. While he's doing that, Hestia will just scout out the area and watch the other teams from afar and see if, just keep an eye on them.
Okay. Hestia can go ahead and make a perception roll. I believe she gets advantage.
I think, yeah, sight and hearing.
Okay. So go ahead and roll for advantage with Hestia. Yeah. So Hestia is able to get a very good view of the various teams. The teams themselves are not fighting with each other. They're actually breaking away from each other as best they can. The broken sides are attempting to follow a short, basically the path that has the least amount of brush and forestry. The early section is mostly farmlands, and so they are basically just traveling the section that has the least amount of snow and mud. The champions are rather just in a thin column of like 2 by it's like 8 people, so they're like 2 by 4, and they're just kind of traveling in a marching formation. The Iron Beaters are making their way through the various farms, kind of grabbing food and the clothing from like lines and sections when they don't see anybody. And the Silverhawks are making their way through a thinly forded section without actually too much trouble. So they've all chosen their different paths and are trying not to actually interact with each other as best they can.
Oh my gosh, babe.
To the team and say maybe we should follow.
She's so naughty.
Hestia.
Maybe we should follow the cue of the champions. They seem to have a good strategy here. We could put Chungus and Otto at the front, pave the way. Behind them, they've already
I've
paved
been
the
told
way.
that I'm extremely athletic.
Yes, you guys could, flatten the earth even as we go. And
Why don't you just have Estia drop spears on them like the other side?
That didn't work.
yeah,
I know, but they're not expecting spears to drop on them now. I say that joking though, but
but they may know something that we do not. So
the
since they're
champions have been
You have
found dead,
experience.
randomly
Or-
like scattered over like many leagues.
what do you think? Should we follow those ones? Or should we make our own path?
I would say let's make our own path
Yeah,
for
I was
now.
thinking make our own.
Brave, brave. All right. Let's
We
do
could
it.
probably reason out from the map the relative swiftest.
That and maybe if these groups like get into like with each other, they could probably have some conflict and slow each other down.
True.
All right. Well, right now you're about 20 minutes behind everybody as you have sketched out the map, but you could continue forward now that Fifla is done.
Yeah, let's get it going.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Steady pace.
Okay. So you're just going at a steady walking pace, kind of maybe power walking, let's say.
Belmont strutting.
All right. So you travel for about an hour. Over the course of this hour, you cover the first of the 9 leagues. You get out of the heavy, like the area that is farmland, into a thinner section. You see some farms dotted here or there, but this area becomes more open up in terms of just rolling fields and hills, as well as some thin forest that's beginning to thicken as it goes along. So go ahead and one of you make a survival roll. It's going to be a lower
I've
DC.
got a +4.
I can assist you with guidance too.
Yep, so just go ahead and add the D4. It's a lower DC because you also have your map.
Okay. And add the D4.
Okay. Still, it's a lower DC because of the map. So you're able to roughly keep yourself heading in the direction you think you need to go.
Okay.
So you are able to keep yourself looking ahead. You see, it was early morning when you took off. So the sun is still on the east, so you're able to use that to orient yourself and keep yourself pointed north. Okay. Do you continue heading at the standard walking pace?
Can we take a peek with Hestia and see where everybody's at?
Yep, go ahead. Hestia can attempt to find everybody.
Make sure when you're bringing her back, she's not coming right back to us. Like if there's a tree line or something she could get below, do that before she returns to our location so they can't like figure out where we are from where she's coming from.
So what I can do is I can send her 150 feet in the air and just see through her eyes, so she never actually has to return.
Just as long as she's not like
Beelining
orbiting
back
our
to-
spot.
Yeah.
She does need to be. She can't go more than 150 yards from me.
She could, but you wouldn't be able to control her.
No, I think she disappears if she does.
Let me double check, but I think Find Familiar just means you can't say things to her. Like you can't use her senses and you can't communicate with her. Let's see here. While your familiar is within 100 feet of you, you can communicate with it telepathically. Addition, as an action, you can see through your familiar's eyes. It doesn't say that they can't go 100 feet beyond you, but So she could go 100 feet. She just wouldn't be able to communicate with you, and you wouldn't be able to see through her eyes and hear what she hears.
It says your familiar must be within 100 feet of you, and it must use its reaction to deliver.
Hold on a second.
That's when you cast a spell through your familiar.
Yep,
Okay.
that's if you were to cast a spell.
Oh, okay. Well,
You've just got a limited Bluetooth connection range before
Yep.
you lose the handshake.
That's hilarious. Okay. Well then, yes, we can be a little deceptive. I can order her to kind of go to and fro in and out of this 100 meters east and west of us, so they don't know our exact
You think your
location.
dad would like one? I bet we can get one before Christmas, honey.
It is a good idea, Graham. Let us do this. I will check in with her every now and then.
Cool.
Okay. So I'm gonna. If you're doing that, I will DM roll for Hestia, and then when she gets within 100 feet of you to report in, I will let you know what she sees.
Sweet. Thank you.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
You're not getting this. This is for me. I gave you your breakfast first.
So you see Hestia go, out in the 100 feet range and kind of look around. Did you tell her to go, fly, see if she can find them, and then come back? Or what did you order her to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna order her to say go 200 yards like northeast of us, and then come like almost like triangular, like 200 northeast, 200. I'm sorry, 200 northwest, 200 east, and then like 100 or 200
For you.
southwest to come back to us.
Okay.
For you.
So she does that. Takes a couple of minutes, not terribly long. Comes back, telepathically communicates, I lost them.
All right, we lost them, boys. Let us go on.
Yep. There will be signs of them. There will be plenty of chances, I'm sure.
All right, let's go.
Okay. So, one more hour passes, and you are out of the really thick.
Not for you.
Yeah, so you've passed another 3 miles worth of the remaining farmlands. It is now almost entirely wilderness. It's some basically rolling hills and kind of rough terrain. There is also more forest around, and it is getting to be thicker. You haven't seen hide or hair of the other teams.
Should we take this
Probably.
opportunity to stop for supplies, or should we just hustle and maybe hit them on the way back?
Let's deal with the immediately practical first. Put our coats on, if we weren't wearing them yet, just so that's established.
Okay.
And then let's start foraging. Yeah.
Okay. So, if you would like to forage, go ahead and make a wilderness.
Survival.
Yep.
Is there anything else besides foraging we need to do?
Let's find some water.
Okay. Graham, you're able to find some game trails. Looks to be rabbit primarily.
Okay.
So you're able to track rabbit to a small burrow. And there does appear to be a stream close by to it. So you're able to get water. You're able to get enough water for everybody. But you would still need to actually go and either trap or kill the rabbit.
I would say conjure an animal trap or something. If we want to go for the rabbit, but I'm not sure a rabbit is worth the time cost for how much meat it would give us.
I don't think I can conjure a trap. That would be a bit complicated. Not that I haven't seen one only, but also as soon as it did any damage to the rabbit and caught it, it would probably dissipate.
Okay. Let's see.
At best, I could set an alarm to let us know if it came out.
And that would just send it right back in.
No, we can make it telepathic, so it is only us who hears the alarm.
Okay.
But right now, I have it as a ritual, so it might take a while.
Probably not worth it.
Yeah.
Were the only game tracks I found, Rabbit?
You found primarily rabbit, as well as a few other things. Maybe like you found the tracks for like a fowl. Looks to be maybe a turkey or possibly a pheasant.
I say we could probably track the turkey. We're in the denser wood now, right?
Yep, you're in a
So
more.
he's
It's
gonna
not.
have a harder time flying.
What, sweetie?
Yeah, it's not like
Also,
thick
I mean-
forest.
So, guys, Piffle isn't, one to track a turkey, but if you take him along, he'll fucking shoot a turkey.
Yeah, you'll be
Get down.
our bowman.
The sniper.
Good idea. Assassinate that motherfucker.
Exactly. Turkey will
Alright.
stand no chance.
You
He's
show
a
that
turkey.
motherfucker what you're talking about.
So you do have the path the turkey went.
So, in the interest of stealth, how about we just turn this into a one-man scouting foray where he follows the tracks as pointed out, and deer stalkers that shit.
Okay, that'll be easy enough. So just Fiffle by himself.
Unless anybody wants to go with him.
Two-man squads at least, definitely.
Somebody has to survival and track the turkey, but Piffle can stealth and snipe the turkey.
Yes, Graham, go with Pithel. You seem to have good survival instincts. Let us stay at this burrow as well. Maybe we can try to send a mage hand down and grab one of those little shits.
That turkey
I
is
got
not going to
news for
see
you
you.
guys. My stealth isn't great.
Neither is
Can
mine.
you point Piffle towards the turkey? Be like, it went that way, Piffle. About 100 yards, you'll see it.
Yeah, I was thinking I could like point out the tracks to him and say, "All right, follow these," and make the thing die.
Well,
Leave that to the DM.
Graham, go ahead and make a stealth roll. If you have, and depending on your
I
armor,
have disadvantage.
yeah, but either way, okay,
Aw.
not too bad. And remember, stealth rules in D&D 5e say that if half or more of the team who is doing the stealth roll succeed, they get the other half going forward with them.
Hey, I'm half.
I mean,
Yeah, so two
You're
of you
literally-
together.
I'm like half the team because I'm short. It's a
No,
joke.
it's more that because it's Fiffle and Graham working together and tracking this turkey themselves, Fiffle is guiding Graham in this initial stealth roll. So even
I
if
figured
Graham
Graham-
failed,
I figured Graham would have just took off his armor to go hunting because that's very counterproductive.
Well, it's a turkey. That was part of the reason I was weighing the cost-benefit analysis.
I mean, a turkey will feed us for a bunch of us. Turkey will feed us all day.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a big turkey.
And it'll be
I'm saying no,
hard-pressed to
thank
fly
you.
away if it does hear us coming.
all right.
All right.
But
kill turkey.
yes, Graham, you're a little heavy, but Fiffle is able to push aside like the various branches, sweep away any twigs that might make noise. So you, even though you're a bit clunky, you're able to like move forward stealthily, following his turkey trail. Go ahead and make another survival roll to see if you can continue tracking the turkey.
No.
You find. Yep.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say you find an old trail that kind of looks like the turkey went that way and then kind of like backtracked and went another way. But you still, in fact, have part of the trail. Yeah.
Okay. Let's try again. That's better.
Okay. And go ahead and do one more stealth roll, both of you.
Click that.
So
Okay, that ain't
Fiffle
bad.
once again is
Something
able to
terrible
guide.
is going to happen to me in 2 scenes.
So he's able to guide you, and you do in fact find the turkey location. You see the turkey kind of just rooting around, looking for some bugs to eat. It's an okay sized turkey. Looks to be maybe 10 to 15 pounds. Um, and just kind of like standing there in the middle of this little like section of the woods, just doesn't notice you.
All right. I wish to shoot it through the neck with a bow.
All right, go ahead, make an attack against the turkey.
Assassinate this turkey.
Yep. Go ahead, roll damage. Although I'm gonna assume this turkey's
Amazing.
dead.
Just we've got bloody mess perk activated, so we don't get any meat out of this.
So
It just
this is
explodes?
the auto crit with the whatnot, and then also there's sneak attack damage.
I'll let you know a secret: the turkey's dead. You just, yeah,
You
Turkey's
don't
really
worry about
dead.
too much of that.
you shoot the
You just
turkey
snipe that
directly
turkey.
through the neck, and it just like crumples on the ground.
I go recover my arrow and wave Graham over.
Graham
So-
nods in appreciation of a good shot, and I'm gonna do a perception to just listen out for anything else.
Yep, go ahead. You hear a bunch of like birds fly away from the immediate area now that the turkey dies, but you don't hear anything like other people. You are probably about 500 feet from the rest of your team, having tracked this turkey.
Okay, let's collect our winnings and get back in there.
Yeah, so you have about a 13-pound turkey that you were able to get.
Nice.
While they went off to do that, I want to try to stick a mage hand down this rabbit burrow that we were. I mean, were we hanging out by the rabbit burrow? Were we doing anything? Should we have started a fire?
I don't know about a fire.
How you
At
gonna
least
cook
not
the
yet.
turkey?
Like when we're ready to stop, sure.
Mm.
But it's only been a few hours so far, right?
It's only been 2.
We're just getting ready in advance because we don't want to be hunting while we're hungry.
True. Well, then let me just stick a mage hand down this rabbit hole, see if I can pull out any rabbits out of the hat.
Okay.
All screaming.
Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check with your mage hand.
Hi, puppy. Sorry, I'm being invaded.
Why was that? I think it was just a 10 because it's the first one.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry. Yeah.
Anyway, so unfortunately, the mage hand goes down and just comes back up with just like mud on it. It doesn't have any like rabbit.
No rabbits due tonight, boys.
Last.
We'll make do with the turkey. And we've got water as well. So we're probably in pretty good shape to head out.
I'm gonna shoot some firebolts into this little burrow as well, just in case. Flush them out a bit.
Oh, God.
Okay, go ahead, make a attack action with the firebolt. Yeah, you fire a firebolt down into the burrow, and you just hear some like screaming down below. It's like an animal being hurt.
May as well try that mage hand again.
Yeah, let's see if we can get the mage hand going one more time.
Okay. Make another sleight of hand check as you like sneak this mage hand down,
Can
and
I assist because I believe I also have mage hand cantrip?
in this case, no, but it doesn't matter because the mage hand comes out with a charred rabbit corpse.
Hey.
Protein.
Not a huge rabbit; it's about 1 pound, but
That's food.
We'll take it. All right, so let's keep moving. Do we regroup already, or we need to regroup with them?
Yeah. I prefer-
Well, you'd be able to find your way back. I mean, you're not terribly far from each other.
Yeah.
All right, let's get a move along then.
Tracking this turkey took about 20 minutes, so not terribly far. So 1 more hour passes. Now this is definitely a bit of a heavier bit of the forest. Having traveled 3 leagues. At this part, because the sun has been shining down, the snow has melted. It's still pretty chilly. It's probably about 40 degrees out. But the sun has melted the majority of the snow. There's a little bit here or there underneath the trees, or has been kept like in the shade somewhere. So you're in a bit better position. Over the course of this hour. Nope, you're fine. You continue on with 0 trouble. Another hour passes, and you are definitely coming across sections of forest. You can find some old hunting cabins that look like they haven't seen anybody in a while. And once again, it doesn't really look like there's anything here or there. So you're able to continue on forward. You go another hour, crossing 5 leagues, and at this point, you do find another hunting cabin, and it looks like there is somebody there in one of them.
Should we knock on the door?
We want to maybe have Piffle snoop in a window.
I could do that.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth roll, please. If you were going to be stealthy.
Snooperoo.
Yeah. So, Fiffle, you're able to sneak forward and look through one of the windows. There is a man sitting on a chair by a candle, kind of warming his hands. He's kind of covered in blood, but he and his clothes are definitely torn up. He's got a little club at his side.
So he's dead and covered in blood, or he's covered in blood, somebody else's blood?
You're not sure, but he's alive. He's like trying, like trying to warm his hands over this candle.
Interesting.
He doesn't look like he's doing too well, though.
So did they tell us anything about the locals that we might encounter?
No.
Were we expecting this land to be uninhabited?
We weren't really told much. I mean, this is a hunting cabin. Not like a multi-room building. It's more like just a little shack in the middle of
shack for
yeah.
Okay, I'll report back that there's a guy in the shack. He doesn't look so good. We could easily kill and eat him if that's what you guys wanted to do. Although I'm not sure how I got there.
Sounds like he may have been an obstacle or a hunting casualty to one of these barbarian groups. I mean, we could get information from him about who roughed him up, or just keep going.
I mean, if Piffle thinks we can eat him, then I guess we can eat him.
In fact, I think it's the morally right thing to do. Graham is just silently glad he didn't pour out his party whiskey before when they were at the stream. I'm gonna need this. I don't know, honestly.
Also, what do you think?
I'm not sure. It's
What if one person just goes and knocks on the door and it's like, "Hey there, pal, how you doing?"
I mean,
Yeah.
I
If he,
guess I
if he
could do
tries to
that.
kill us, then we kill him and take his stuff. And if he doesn't, then we are like, "Hey man, what's going on? What's your name?"
That'll work.
We could offer Graham to heal him if necessary. We really wanted to befriend him, but what do we need from this man who is half dead?
Oh, I think. Right? No. What rough you up? What lies ahead?
Information. Yeah. All right. Let us speak with this man briefly. We must hurry.
Okay. Who goes to knock on the door?
Yes, Chungus
Um,
does.
There you go.
Oh boy.
Yeah. He's a
Okay.
very friendly type of person.
Chungus, you go.
Wait,
and
what do
you-
we want from this guy?
Information, I guess.
But information about what? More specifically, a gauntlet.
I mean, what roughed him up potentially, like his attackers, what they
Why
did.
do we
to
care
him,
about what roughed him up?
or
Because it might
like
rough us up.
anything that's in the area that might rough us up, or
Oh,
we can take
okay.
advantage of.
Yeah, sure.
That's all I
Okay.
can
Knock, knock, knock.
We could also like he's trying to warm himself up over a candle. He was either ill-equipped for this or got all of his shit taken, and this is the best he could do.
Well, Chungus has knocked on the door.
Yep.
So door opens up a crack. Huh. Are you with the gauntlet?
Hi there, mister. I sure am. I'm one of the contestants.
Oh, good. Well, not good, but well, maybe good. There's wolves out there, friend, and they gave me a bit of
Mister,
a.
is that what hurt you, or were you in a bar fight? You look like a bit of a drunk.
No, it's the wolves, dire wolves out there.
I try to lean in close to smell his breath.
He hasn't been drinking.
All right, mister. I believe you.
A Chab.
Pal, could you do me a favor? They got my brother out there. Do you mind going out and killing the wolves for me?
The
I got a
wolves are
little.
holding your brother hostage?
Well, no, they killed him. But I got money. If you can go out there and get some of them, get revenge for me.
Well,
Can I
mister,
insight that from the tree line where we're presumably listening?
No. I'm going to summon you guys over. Mister, my friends are going to come over here and deal with you on this. Come on over here, guys. I'm not really one for business. I'm talking about business. You can see I'm a little bit simple-minded.
Aw.
So this guy's here. Yeah, so
I
he
only
sees
have
you all
momentary
approach.
Flashes of insight and reason. So now's not one of those times.
He sees you all approach. He's like, "Oh, good. Look, there's wolves out in the forest here, and they're attacking people. They attacked my brother. I don't have a lot of money, but I got a little bit. If you'll be willing to go out and kill them for me."
I want to insight because it's questionable.
Yeah, go ahead, roll insight. Yeah, he's definitely hiding something.
Aha.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, I believe him.
So
I believe that he's 100% telling the truth here.
why don't you take a step back and let us know exactly what happened?
Well, so my brother and I were out in the woods, and
Brother's name, mister?
Jonathan,
What's your name?
Frank.
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 Instead of Frank, it's Frank with an E.
Well,
It's like Frankenstein.
all right, mister. Well, now that we're friends, you can continue your story.
So John and I, Frank, were out in the woods, and we were hunting for deer, and then some wolves, they attacked us, and they were led by a big old dire wolf, and they got my brother, and they bit me good. I ran back here, and I've been hiding out ever since. I don't really want to go out in the woods anymore right now. Well, they're out and about. Could attack all sorts of people, you know?
What was the day that's out about?
Hold on. You got bit. Can you show us the bite?
Well, not really. I mean, I did my best to dress the wound, and he kind of like pulls his like sleeve down, and he's like got some like bandage wrapped around his arm.
Chungus, this man does not seem very trustworthy. Maybe you could, shake him a bit to get the honesty out.
baby cakes maneuver.
Mister,
I'm just
this
like,
is what I did to my. Actually, I shouldn't talk about that. It resulted in a casualty. Um, Mister, I'm going to have to shake you real hard now because that's what my friends asked me to do.
All right, Chungus.
Chungus grabs a hold of him and shakes him violently.
Chungus, roll an
Oh.
intimidation.
Trying to find the right window here. Oh, there it is. Whoa.
I'm not seeing anything.
No, that was Matt. That was Matt's roll. Intimidation.
Okay. You shake him a little bit. He's like, ah, stop it, stop shaking me.
I would if I could there, mister. I would if I could, but unfortunately
They're
I
all
cannot.
slaves to this system.
Yep. Once you set this wheel in motion, it does not stop rolling.
Stop shaking me.
He will stop when you tell us the truth, you shady hunter.
Go ahead. Make a Lucian make a persuasion in this case, but you could do it with advantage because Chungus is shaking him.
All right, coming up.
I make an advantage cocktail. Shake well.
Lord.
Nothing to tell. I'm not shady. I'm just a hunter. Ooh, got bit by a wolf.
What do you say, gang? Do we believe him or do we take off? I don't know.
He's hiding something. It's like we should just like we're wasting time.
Agreed. He doesn't.
Yeah,
seem
we got a
If he
gauntlet to
doesn't,
run.
if he
Fuck
doesn't
this
want
guy.
to tell us the whole truth, then we're wasting our time.
Does it have something to do with your stepbrother or your brother and the wolf? What are you doing?
What are you doing, Stepwolf? What are you doing, Steppenwolf?
Bringing the rating down.
Like I don't know. Like if I want to encourage us to just leave him, if he's not going to tell us the whole story, what kind of role would that be?
I've
What do you?
got. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah,
No,
'cause
what
if he's not going to tell us a story, we're not going to waste our time.
I've got two guesses. One is that he got roughed up by or is one of our competitors, and this is just a setup for them to go knock our heads. Like,
Yeah.
hey, go out here to the ambush.
Yep.
The other is his brother didn't die to the wolf. His brother is the wolf, and it's a werewolf plot continuation.
Yeah, right. Either way, let's GTA well. We've
If
already
Let's
Hey,
taken
like
Grim-
the train.
continue and look
Grimble-
out for wolves.
Kind of after the shaking reduces a little, just kind of ask him, you're not being completely square with us on this. We can tell these kinds of things. Now, does it have something to do with your brother and that wolf?
Make a persuasion check, and because of both Lucian and Chungus's help, you can do it with advantage.
Okay. It's not going to be a good one.
Uh, all right. Let go of me. Let go of me. Jeez, Luis. I'll tell you if the truth if you just let go of me.
All right, let the feller go.
Does Chungus let him go?
Yes.
All right. You're not gonna hurt me, are you?
Only if they tell me to, mister.
Not planning on it.
All right, good enough.
Good.
Whatever. Look, so the Iron Beaters paid me and a few other guys to go out, sit in these cabins, look for anyone running the gauntlet who wasn't them, see if they could go hunt down a wolf. Wolf doesn't exist. You're just gonna waste your time looking for some non-existent thing.
Yeah, that's about what I expected.
Yeah, well, you're kind of clever, right? Should have hired an actor, though, I guess.
Eh. Well, thank you for your time. Bye.
Yeah, I still
See
got
you
paid.
later, mister.
Yeah. He just shuts the door.
Well, let's keep going.
Yeah, let's boogie.
Okay. All right. Another hour passes. So you've traveled a full 6 leagues. Go ahead, Graham, or whoever would like to make a survival check to ensure that you keep going in the proper direction, as it is about noon right now.
Should not be Chungus.
Yay.
Yeah, Graham, you're able to figure out, like, keep on the straight path.
Yep.
However, around this area, you do feel you feel kind of cold. Like the midday sun was warming things up a bit, but this area feels really chilly.
I get the feeling we might be getting close to that thing our associate discussed.
Got a bad feeling about this.
Scooby fucking do. Let's go check it out.
Okay.
Dooby doo. Lucian's gonna cast mage armor on himself.
Okay. Lucian casts mage armor. So you enter, heading towards the kind of cooler area, and you do feel it's definitely getting colder as you are heading into like woods, a thicker section of woods, passing by a stream, and this area still has snow on it. The stream has iced over. This area is definitely very cold.
All right. We could collect some of the ice if we need more water, or break the ice for some, but I think we're good on that front.
Good thinking, though.
What are some of my fancy pants freebies per day from seeing dead people? I'm looking at those now.
Do some tracking, maybe. Let's take a look around and see if we can find any people who've been by.
Could I try like a religion check to inspect the area spiritually?
Yeah, go ahead.
God damn it, Leroy.
It definitely has some sort of like spiritual, spectral energy to it in this area, but you're having a hard time figuring it out what it is.
Okay. How about what are some of these things I get? I do have a free speak with dead every day, but I think that won't help me until I have a dead to speak to.
Sometimes you can summon spirits just by speaking to them if you are looking for some.
It turns into a game of Phasmophobia.
Okay.
All right, we got freezing temperatures.
I've got a Ouija board here.
We just like holding up Chungus like he's the spirit box. Everyone take a quick look around and be careful. Keep your eyes open. And I'm going to do an investigate check.
Okay. All right. So, feeling the spiritual energy in the area, you have an idea of where to go. It's not really like physical clues so much as you opening up your perception to the something that is kind of pulling you towards an area. It leads you about 200 feet forward from where you are. You think it's about east of where you were, and you see a kind of like section of the forest that has opened up a bit. Snow has built up in this area and hasn't melted in any way in this kind of like flat section. Really, it looks like just a kind of circle with trees surrounding it, kind of leaning over this area.
Cool. I reckon this is the place. Graham is going to give another cautious look around the area, and then start moving towards the center of it, getting ready to cast Speak with Dead.
Okay. As you march into the area, and Graham, go ahead and make an make, what is it, a deck save.
Dexterity save?
Yep.
Coisus. This is not where I'm a Viking.
Okay.
Hey.
You are stepping to the snow when your foot slips on some ice. You manage to maintain your balance. You don't fall. And you kind of push aside some of the snow with your foot. And you realize that you are on top of some ice on a frozen lake. And as you do this, the ice begins to crack underneath your foot.
Whoa.
Ruh-roh.
Way to go, fat ass.
That heavy armor, man.
Good point. Here's a question. Would a source of... Okay, never mind. I thought I had a source of cold damage. I don't. I was going to ask if cold damage could be used to add more strength to the ice.
Great
But,
question, because I'm preparing a ray of frost to try to do that.
You can certainly attempt it.
Yeah, Lucian's just going to attempt that. Ray of frost.
Okay. Did it come in yet, or?
Nope, I'm sorry. I'm on this Mac. You'd think that like a really expensive Mac would have decent hardware, but you would be wrong.
Aw.
We all know what's up.
Okay. That's no problem. So, yeah, you are able to freeze the section of the ice just in a small area, about yay big, but the crack is covered over with ice. So, Graham, you are at least... This one section is no longer cracking.
Ooh. Sorry about that. I had to get a drink of water.
No problem.
Nice save.
No problem, my friend.
Now use fireball on the rest of the lake.
Yeah, right.
Long live the
look it up
king,
now.
Graham.
Scatter. Oh, what? No, just kidding.
Like, there's a giant forest fire to the north where it should be snowing. What's going on?
Just check on my cat. Fucking.
Let's peer
Aside
into.
from,
Let's peer into the lake. Maybe we can see something from.
yeah, it's worth looking.
Okay. Graham, go ahead and make a perception check. Alright, you look through the ice. It's pretty clear, especially as it's kind of thin in this area. Looking down, you see that the lake probably goes about 20 feet deep. Not, a hugely deep lake. You don't see anything really down there, though. And you maybe hear something coming further east.
Okay. Graham will very cautiously make his way across the ice that way and motion for the others to follow one at a time. Making sure that we keep an eye on Chungus's advance because he's huge.
Yeah. Everyone who is crossing the lake, please make a dexterity save to see if you fall or not.
How far is this lake?
How big is this lake?
Yeah.
It's about 40 feet across.
What?
Now, how wide is it?
Just like walk around it, no?
Well, we're crossing it this time.
How wide is this lake?
It's a circle. So it's, not like a perfect circle. It's kind of oblong, but you figure it's about 40 feet in diameter.
Why are we
Just go
crossing
around?
this lake?
Why don't we
Yeah,
just go
let's
around the lake?
So why are we crossing the
You
lake?
almost fell through. What?
I'll just go around the lake
Okay.
while watching them.
Piffle goes around the lake for sure.
Yeah, Lucian goes around the lake. Chungus, don't go on the lake. You will definitely.
I'll go whichever way you guys tell me to do.
Yeah, you guys can
Stay
go
off that
around.
ice, Chungus.
I'm still doing the straight line GPS towards the spooky.
Yeah, that's where GPS takes you off a bridge that doesn't exist anymore.
Okay. So
You just
Graham,
see Graham just like disappear like straight down to the lake.
Shit.
getting out of this area of you're able to get off of the lake and are able to continue through the snow, uh, going further into snow-covered woods. This area is deathly cold. The air is still and it stings your face. No sound can be heard except the crunch of snow under your boots. You don't detect any animals, no birds in the trees. You don't see any footprints of game. But going through, you do see that the only thing that is contrasting the snow in front of you is a splash of deep red blood and the signs of a struggle.
You can see Graham from where we are too, right?
You would all catch up to Graham at this point.
So we all see this blood.
Yeah.
In the snow.
Yeah.
On the other side of the lake. Okay.
Yep.
How fresh does it look?
You're not sure. The cold has definitely made it hard to tell. You could try make a medicine check to determine.
Can I D4 myself for this?
Yep.
Please do.
I'm gonna need all the help for this.
And also D4 me last night.
You're not sure. It is very hard to tell because of how cold it is. It has definitely had a preserving effect on the blood.
Is it splattered around or like, does it look like there's a body under the snow?
Looking around, you don't see any bodies.
Well, I mean under the snow. Like,
No.
or was it like an injury and then like ran?
It's a lot of blood, but it's just in this one area, and you see tracks leading away from it, but there's no blood leading.
How fresh do these tracks look?
Make a survival check.
I'll D4 myself also.
And, oh,
This
nice.
is all the +1.
In this case, the tracks would be relatively fresh, probably made just this morning because they are not really covered up with any additional snow.
Could be some of the competitors found this place and malevolent spirits did their thing and, Super Smash Brothers.
Bing bang bong, bing bang bong, bing bing bang 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 bong.
Let's check it out. I will continue advancing.
Okay.
Graham, don't you need fresh blood for some of your spells? Maybe you could collect some.
I think it's preserved from the snow. So I don't know how fresh it really is.
Isn't it just has to be a day old or something?
Does it? I don't know. Does this blood look a day old?
The tracks are a day old if they are related. We don't know about the blood, but if the tracks are related to the blood, then it could be.
I reckon it's one whole murder scene.
Well, no body, so might not be murder.
Let's keep going. I think I'm good on blood for now.
All right.
Nothing else. We did just get that turkey. Turkey blood. It's better for your arteries when spellcasting.
Don't forget to grab it.
No, you need humanoid blood.
I could always cut myself.
True. All right, let's go.
Yeah, it's us. At some point, one of us is gonna be bleeding.
That's true.
All right. These tracks are relatively easy to follow. It does appear to be a lot of tracks, though.
As in multiple people?
Make a nature check.
I will D4 myself. Well, you can get Piffle's thing, I guess. If he feels you're worthy.
So my letting people re-roll things is a. Let me just. Oh yeah, I can do that whenever I want. I just can't. Hold on. Yeah, I just can't use it on that same turn. So yeah, that's basically always available.
And I will D4 you.
Unless I've just re-rolled on that round.
And plus 1d4.
Fucking dope.
Sweet. Much better.
So you're able to see it is maybe about 20?
People?
20. Yeah,
Track?
20 sets of footprints. It's a little hard to tell because these aren't footprints that are like somebody stepped up and over and are making like footprints. This is like somebody was dragging their feet through the snow. But it does look to be some bizarre footprints heading in one single direction.
Humanoid?
Does the spiritual turbulence feel like it's continuing to come from that direction?
Yeah, you would say so.
And they're humanoid footprints?
Make a nature check to determine.
I'll default myself.
A Walking Dead situation of like 20 ice.
Auto, it looks to be primarily humanoid. It does look like there's some tracks that might be hooves of some nature.
Donkey. Or horse. I don't know. A pack mule.
Can I send Hestia ahead to take a little scouting reconnaissance?
Yeah. Alright. Well, you could roll that with advantage, I believe.
Hestia just sees snow.
Hestia telepathically reports back she sees an area that's very dark ahead.
There is some darkness ahead of us. Steel yourselves if we ought to go on.
Does he get a...
That's fine for me. I
Would Lucian
see
get a
very
sense of how
nicely
far
in the
away
dark.
this darkness is?
It is just outside of your viewpoint. It is approximately about 1,000 feet.
Guess we should go.
Yeah, let's do it, right? Just be ready for anything.
Yep.
While we walk over there, like, does this darkness, does it just like a black, like, like fog of war type of darkness, or like the trees just stop and it's like, hey, this is dark. We didn't render this area.
It is more like fog of war. Hestia has a hard time describing it.
Could be a cloud of magical darkness. Or just spiritual fuckery.
Yes, this fuckery seems a bit serious. Let us go with care. Should we stealth up to it? It is 1,000 feet. Maybe walk 500 and stealth the rest?
Yeah, we can make a cautious approach.
So you continue through this snow-covered forest. The trees are covered in leaves still. The heavy, like as the snow doesn't melt, the branches of the trees lean down. Every once in a while, you occasionally will hit a branch and snow will tumble off of it. But no birds fly off of the trees. You don't see any rabbits, deer, anything in the area that would indicate life.
Spoopy shit.
Let's go stealth and investigate further, or what do you guys think?
Yeah. Cautious, stealthy advance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make stealth rolls then for everybody, please.
Chungus is even going to try to be stealthy here. I'll try.
Oh, wow. That's not a bad roll.
It's not bad, no.
Oops.
Chungus just puts on the Sam Fisher goggles and the electric line warm up.
Oh, I'm being sneaky, fellas. Chungus gets really excited about trying to be sneaky and maybe makes a little too much ruckus.
Are we being sneaky?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're stealthing here. You're going to have no issue with it, obviously.
Okay.
Sneaky motherfucker.
Okay. So you do your best. The air is so still, and it's so quiet. it's one of those kinds of quiet where you don't hear anything at all. It's the very rare moment when there's nothing. Like, you have to cough to ensure that you haven't gone deaf. But as you make your way forward, you can hear your feet crunching under the snow. And you eventually reach the edge of this darkness. It's like peering, if you're in a lit room, into the night, as if you're just about to leave your lit home and go into a dark, like the darkness, the night.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's send Hestia into it one more time, scout it out, and look through her eyes.
Can I think? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. Okay. Hestia heads in. She doesn't have any trouble seeing through the darkness. She has night vision. Although I have to check, or she has dark vision, I believe. Let me check one thing very quickly, though.
Is this magical darkness?
You're not sure. You could make an Arcana check if you'd like to take a look.
Sure. I'll be myself.
Let's go, Otto. Let's go, Ed.
I shall D4 myself. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you think it's magical.
I will put on my goggles and take a look to see if I can definitively tell at that point.
Throw some gogs on.
Yeah, I have my night goggle things. The goggles of night.
Hestia is far enough away from, like, she does see a group down below, but she's having a hard time see, as her dark vision would turn the darkness from basically from pitch black into just a dim light, so she's having a little bit of trouble seeing through it, but she definitely sees where they are.
And can I see into the darkness with my goggles of night, or is it magical based off of that? Since
As you push your head into the darkness, it is like traveling almost through like a thin sheet of water, but it's not wet. And you push your head through, and you can see with the goggles of night, it turns the pitch black into dim light.
Okay.
But you are able to see. You're able to make your way as if by like a thin torch.
And I can still see the footprints?
Yep.
Can
I
anybody
bet
else
you
see
that's
them?
a little bubble into another plane.
Well, you can have other people take a look.
I'm assuming, yeah, I would just call them in.
Okay. As you continue through, yep, it's like if there was just this thin sheet of water that was just constantly pouring down, and you just push through, but it's not a wet feeling. Like it doesn't get you wet or any way, shape or form. It's just like pushing through some like veil and into darkness. And there's no sound at all. You don't feel the wind on your face or anything like that. It's just this perfectly still, cold, and the cold in here, it was cold out of the darkness, and inside it's freezing. It must be like sub-zero temperatures in here.
Should we try to? So I have seen a group in this darkness. They don't seem to have reacted, but I wonder if we should try to pull them out of the darkness or go in ourselves first.
I think
20 to fight in the darkness may be difficult. If we could thin their numbers and then go in, it might prove easier.
Well,
if possible.
I'm with you, Lucian.
we could always set up a a fallback to a choke point. We're going to need that kind of advantage for numbers if it comes to that.
Maybe we can tie a rope to a tree so we have an anchor point as well.
It doesn't help.
What do you all think?
Well, I already said I'm with you, Lucian. You're so charming. I'll follow you anywhere, and you're a kitty.
How far away
Those
are
are
these people?
those are very high up on my list of criteria. So
How far away these people, and like how many did you see?
Hesse had a hard time seeing how many there were, but there were. It was from where you are, maybe about 400 feet.
And
400 feet is too far for a rope. Let us make a commotion and see if they would draw nearer to us. What do you think?
What are the they? I missed what the they
We
was.
don't know. We don't know.
Oh, some sort of figures.
Some sort of very.
We've been
Working
following
on the
20 plus
videos.
sets of footprints to weird bubble of icy cold darkness.
with no sound.
Sub-zero temperature with humanoids in it. They must be like frozen zombies or something.
Could well be.
They're probably not farmers, you know. What if we go around the bubble of doom?
Investigate the perimeter. Not bad. We could try.
How big is
Yeah,
it?
I guess we can check for ingress and egress before we go in, but I think ultimately our favorite of Mr. Bones involves going into the bubble.
Oh,
This sounds like a Mr. Bones.
Yeah, there's
name.
something strange and it don't look good. That's why they called us.
In
Dig
the
it.
neighborhood.
strange in the neighborhood.
all right. Well, Mr. Bones is chill. If he needs to go in there and unzombie something, you know.
Let us go there and on zombie stuff.
do
Okay.
it.
Graham will go in first.
I mean,
unless
I'm
we're-
there. I'm already in there.
This is his fucking wheelhouse.
So I
here.
can see perfectly fine, right? In there. But
It-
the dim light.
It turns so as you enter in, this is the middle of the day, but it is pitch black. It is as dark as if it was midnight and during a new moon. There is absolutely no light you can see. So Otto, your dark vision would give you dim light. It's like if you had a candle or a small torch that you're using to see through the darkness.
Okay. So how far away in front of me can I see? You would say?
About, you could see, I believe, is it 60 feet?
I think it's 60 feet.
Yep, so you can see 60 feet in terms of darkness. Actually, let me
Okay.
just verify very, very quickly, but I'm pretty sure it's 60. Yep, 60 feet of dark vision.
Okay. So I guess I can lead if to the footprints since they can't see other than unless they have night vision
Oh.
or dark vision.
Does my spoopy ever burning candle work in here?
It does.
Hey.
It flickers ever so slightly once in a while, but it does work.
Not much for it. Got it. Advance.
All right. As you get closer, you can it's definitely still like it's just like being in a room where the air does not flow, the wind does not pick up. You don't hear anything with the exception of like the snow continuing to crunch under your the boots. As you get closer, you are beginning to see this pale green light glowing through the tree line. There is a clearing beyond the trees, and standing rigidly in the clearing, you see about a dozen or more figures, unmoving. And you hear from that clearing. One second, I just gotta pull this up.
Are we on the attack here, or are we here to conversate, Graham?
Yeah, you don't hear any sound coming from that clearing until. Come and join me, slaves of the skull and the candle.
What the fuck was that?
Right.
I was waiting for the voice thing. I was excited.
That was sick.
That was scary as hell.
Okay. I'm assuming
how
this
are
would
we
be a
doing
religion
this?
check to try to see like what, right?
If you'd like, you can make a perception check.
I'll deform myself for that.
All
Are we
right.
trying to talk here? Or are we fighting?
Okay. Otto, you see it is of the dozen figures. Most of them look to be in rags. They are freshly preserved corpses. A thin layer of ice covers them. They are standing perfectly still, although, as the voice said that, their heads all turned in unison towards your group. They are covered in fresh wounds, cuts deep into their neck, or you see old blood has soaked through their clothing near their chests or their stomach. And in the very back, behind them all, is a strange pale creature. Long white hair flows down its armor. It is missing its nose and its lips. It's also covered in snow and ice. It holds a long sword and a longbow, and at its waist is a black orb about yay big, ringed by copper bands of wire.
Sounds bad.
Do you remember that book that
I'm gonna
we
take
read
a shit
through?
now.
Remember that book we read through that what was it, back at the manor, like all the Orwellian artifacts?
I'll join you. You don't have to ask so many times.
Chungus, no, we're not joining
Ian,
it.
remember that
and
book?
I'm gonna
Yeah.
cast that on myself.
All right.
Does that thing that you described match anything from that book when we read it way back?
Make an intelligence check to see if you can remember.
Can I deform myself for this?
This is more like trying to pull it from the back of your memory, so I would say no.
Okay, let me make sure it's off.
How far are they from us?
They're not terribly far at this point.
Of course not. Can I? Well, I guess Spiffle would, if he was still here, would give me the thing.
Yeah, so go ahead and re-roll that.
A little better.
It's maybe, but you're just not sure. But I think
look.
we will pick this up next week, and we will call it here.
Nice.
Okay.
All right.